Welcome back to another video. It is Christmas Eve and we are on our way to the vet's for his second lot of injections, which means in a week today I think he can go on his first walk. He's grown a little bit since he was last in the car. Last time he was in the car he didn't actually, well, he couldn't climb up there. I'm hoping when I start moving he will just lay down. Normally he's quite good. Well, he hasn't been in the car on his own for a while, but when we went in the van recently, although he was on my lap, he literally just slept the whole time, so hopefully it'll be okay. He didn't really want to get in the car today. But yeah, so Christmas Eve today, so this will be up just after Christmas. Nothing to really say. It's going to be a very relaxed Christmas. We don't really do tons. Yeah, nothing to really say. I'm training today and tomorrow. So I'm training today, which is Christmas Eve, and tomorrow, which is Christmas Day. I don't change my training days over Christmas, especially because we've got a home gym. Like, I like to keep in my routine. And also it's my week one, which has really landed quite well. Because it just means that it's a really light week, so my sessions can be super quick and I don't really have to think about it. Gonna stop talking and get him to the vet's because he's going to start crying if I don't start the car. Yeah. Okay, so it's Saturday, not Saturday, it's Tuesday. Tuesday, Christmas Eve still. It is 10 to 3, so I'm now about to start training. Plan was to train a little bit earlier than this, but it doesn't really matter. We've not really got anything we're doing today, like it's just a very chill day. Only update probably worth mentioning, like it's week one, so it's very light. But since I've been flaring on bench press, the thing I was most conscious of is shoulder pain, because it's quite a common thing that when you flare, your shoulders are in a bit more of a vulnerable position. So shoulder pain can happen, which is one of the reasons why I never really liked to flare in the first place. And I've definitely noticed it's kind of been on and off all of the last block, but I've noticed it's been a lot more consistent the last few days. There was slightly sharp pain in the front of my right shoulder. I'm not worried, but I'm just going to be aware of it. Part of me is still thinking I probably will end up having to switch to sink bench because I still think my elbow depth isn't undeniable with a flare. But I'm gonna just kind of see how things go. What I would ideally like to do is work on like a slight sink, like not actually like sink and like not heave obviously because you're not actually heave, but like not a dramatic sink, just like an ever so slight sink. I think the perfect example of that is someone like Agatha Shitko, who she's got a bit more of an aggressive descent than what I would do, but when you look at the bar when it's in her chest, like it has sunk a little bit, but it's not a dramatic sink, which is something I might trial. Not going to worry about it for this block, probably just going to kind of keep trying with just normal flaring to start with and get that more consistent and see how I feel. But if my shoulder doesn't improve, that is something I'll possibly look to implement. I've got, like, time is on my side. Technically I don't have to compete until next year's British. I'm probably not going to compete until May, June time anyway, so plenty of time. But yeah, I'm feeling really good after last week's heavy week. The only thing that's still a bit annoying is my lower back is still getting quite pumped a lot. Like literally just from normal everyday activity and stuff. Also, what was really annoying was because I was in a rush when I trained on Saturday, I didn't clean the gym. So I literally left like my deadlift bar loaded. There was just stuff everywhere because I was in such a rush. And I was meant to come in here and clean it on Sunday, but obviously I just completely forgot. So I just came in to train, had to clean all that up and move the bar back and everything. Which is fine, but my back is now pumped again. I think high bar might be a big factor towards that because I definitely said this at the start of last block, like high bar has always been a lift that can upset my lower back. It's not injured, which is a good thing, but if it's going to continue to be uncomfortable and cause discomfort, it's just not worth it. So I'm going to try again one more block, see how it is. My elbow pain has started to improve anyway, which is the reason I put high bar in rather than low bar twice a week. I mean, I'm still doing a low bar top set on this day, but then I'm doing high bar back off just for a little bit of less pressure on my elbow. So I'm going to probably just persevere for one more block, see how it goes. Reps are slightly lower this week or this block, so on today's session I've got a top set of 7 and then back off high bar 7s where last block it was 8, and then for squats on Saturday I've got a top set of 5 where last block it was 6, and then I've still got back off 6s though. But got some big goals for the end of this block. I'm not going to say them out loud yet, but yeah, got some big goals. Bench, I'm just going to kind of keep trucking along and trying to just build confidence at top end. I'm being a little bit more aggressive with bench this block, but I'm definitely strong enough to do that. I just need the confidence to go with the strength, so I'm going to see how that plays out. And then deadlifts, I am repeating last block because last block ended up being a shambles because of the no chalk situation. I need to order some better chalk. The chalk we've got here is just, it's not great, but it's obviously better than nothing. So basically going to just try and hit 165 for 5 on the final week of the block. The other great news is I'm doing 10 kilo jumps each week on squat and deadlift. So that's what I did last block and it worked really well, which means week 1 is so ridiculously light on both that these sessions don't take very long. So I'm going to stop talking and I'm gonna crack on.
City boy with a country swing. First we went from the court to the bikes, back to the courts in my younger days. Lived through it all but still nothing changed. Forever be me till I'm in the grave. Face on my problems, don't run away. Stand on my feelings, don't need a chase. Just shoot me straight. I'm like an acrobat, a circus act, like they got me in a cage. I could go tit for tat, the gift the gab, but can't give it to the hate. I'ma just tip my cap and dip right back to my little happy place. Back on that 9 to 5 again. Steady just working for Saturday. I've been going through the motions, trying to find my way. Never notice if you notice, so I smile and wave. All dry, stay focused, setting my little pace. And now all I have to say, I was the boy with the plan, that turned me into a man. And man, I keep winning and winning.
Okay, so literally just finished squats, stripped my knee sleeves off. They went well. I absolutely rushed through them because they were light, which is a bit silly because of the fact my back's obviously been getting quite pumped. So my 140 top set, I didn't even re-brace properly between reps, which was definitely silly, but it was fine. Like I felt fine after. It was really easy, really comfortable, kind of easier than what week one normally would feel like, which is a good sign. High bar 7s at 117 though. First set is the one I filmed, kind of butchered it. It wasn't great. And then the next 2 sets, because my back was really pumped after that first set, I was like, right, you need to actually concentrate now. Focus on rebracing, focus instead on your legs, like, just don't rush them. So I was definitely slower and more intentional on the next 2 sets. And my back's still very pumped, but it's not like, it's nothing compared to how bad it was last week kind of thing. I'm gonna see how I get on with deadlifts tomorrow. So if I feel like the back issues are carrying over to deadlifts tomorrow, I think it will have to be the end of high bar for now because it's just not worth it. Like I know my deadlift doesn't have to be massively strong right now. Like I'm not prepping for a competition. So if my fatigue from high bar masks my top end on deadlift, that's not the end of the world. But because deadlift is a lift I have the worst relationship with, obviously I want it to show up in training a bit more. And it's lagging so far behind my squat now, which is very unusual for me. Like my squat and deadlift have always been close, but my deadlift's always been about 5 kilos more. But now it's literally like 10 plus kilos less, which is just not great, but it's fine. My camera's also not got much battery left, so I might have to finish recapping everything tomorrow, or well, probably not tomorrow because it's Christmas tomorrow. But yeah, so now I'd like to move on to bench, but squats are fine, they were really easy. My knee sleeves though, my quads hurt so much on my last 2 sets of high bar. And I think it was just because my knee sleeves were digging in so much. So I wear a 2XL in the rigor mortis and they slide on really easily. There is definitely, like, if you watch the video when I first bought them, like, there's a snap when I open them up on my quads and they're definitely very tight on my quads compared to my calf. And then when I first got them, they were really painful on my quads, but obviously I've gotten used to it and they're fine now. Like I don't find them painful at all. But because I keep them out in the garage where it's a little bit damp, I feel like they're like extra tight still, like they haven't stretched at all. Like if I keep them indoors and then I put them on, they're a little bit loose. Whereas if I keep them in the garage where it's damp, they're tighter. And they just felt really tight. I think I pulled them up a little bit higher than normal straight and they just felt uncomfortably tight. So I had to keep rolling them down between sets and I was very happy to take them off a second ago. But yeah, nothing to really say. I need to just crack on and get bench done so I can get in and just enjoy Christmas Eve. I think we're gonna watch some movies tonight and just literally have a chilled evening in. I still need to wrap presents and also I need to write cards for our neighbours because they sent them to us and I haven't posted it back yet. Nothing like leaving things till last minute. It is literally nearly the evening of Christmas Eve, but it's fine. So yeah, I've got some stuff to do still, but nothing like too serious, so it's all good.
Again, whoops, I did it again. On business is right where I stand. Never been slipping on sand. And man, I keep winning and winning again. Whoops, I did it again. I was the boy with the plan that turned me into a man. And man, I keep winning and winning again. Oops, I did it again. On business is right where I stand. Never been slipping on sand. And man, I keep winning and winning again. Oops, I did it again. Oh man, there he goes again. Every quarter records rolling in. Then the quarters get to rolling.
Okay, so literally just finished my session. Bench felt fine, it was easy enough. I haven't got much battery left on my camera, so it might cut out. Only issue is my shoulder is definitely feeling worse now that I've finished. I didn't notice it during my sets, that was fine, but it's definitely a lot more tender now, like just in that front there. So the sinking chronicles might have to come back. Just gonna play it by ear, gonna just kind of keep going, see what happens. I warm it up now before my sessions and stuff, so gonna just keep doing that, potentially adding a little bit more just to try and like strengthen the area, but also want my rotator cuff more before I do my other sessions too. But we will see what happens. I'm not risking an injury. I'm not risking like having my bench be like a problem. Like I'm not willing to do that. So if I have to just massively change my technique and go back to sinking, so be it. I want a healthy shoulder. That's the most important thing for me. So you can't progress if you're not healthy. So I'm going to make sure I stay healthy. So that is kind of the only downside to this, but all is good. Going to just see how it is over the next few days, few weeks, and go from there. But yeah, that's literally it. It was easy enough, comfortable enough. For last set, I did just rush through because I wanted to get it done. So that wasn't quite so great. Bit out of breath, as you can tell. I've literally just re-racked it. Also feel like I might be getting more bunged up again, so that's not great. But all is good. Session went well, happy with it. Probably not going to really film anything else for this video, just because it is Christmas Eve and I want to get in. Probably not going to pick my camera up for the next couple, well, I'll pick it up when I have trained tomorrow in the morning, but probably won't pick it up too much more after that. So I guess this is the end of the video. If you made it to the end, thank you. I will see you in a few days for the next one. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you shot anything from MiraFit, use the link in my Instagram bio, which is my Instagram handle is Sian Arterton, or there is also a link on my YouTube channel as well that you can go through because that just helps support me. If you shop anything from Inaka, I'm not wearing my top today, but Inaka clothing brand, like amazing quality clothing, very good price. Use code Sian10, you get 10% off, also supports me. But yeah, that's it. Gonna wrap the video up here. Thank you if you made it to the end. I really, really appreciate it. Let me know if there's anything you want to see. I've got some ideas for videos in the pipeline. But yeah, I'll see you in a few days, and it will be after Christmas by this point, but I hope everyone's had a lovely Christmas, and yeah.
Turning change right to paper, turning paper to the banks. I can't lie, so I can save it. So I slip some in the safe, throw the key away. Mama been worried, but she knows where I've been.